Since Russia invaded Ukraine, about 2,000 Ukrainians, both soldiers and civilians, have been captured and released as part of prison exchanges. 2 Ukrainian women, a volunteer and a combat medic, came to the U.S. to tell their story after they were released following a prison exchange with Russia.
I wasn't allowed to sit or lie down from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. I had to pace or stand. Once I got so tired, I climbed into bed a few minutes before 10. They threw me down and started beating me. There, I could always hear screams of men and women being tortured.
Lyudmila Huseynova was detained in the Donetsk region in 2019 after the city residents complained about her pro-Ukrainian stance. The next 3 years she spent at a Donetsk detention center with criminals.
I slept next to women I didn't know. One had tuberculosis. The other was also sick. That's where you sleep. There's also a hole in the ground covered with a cloth. That's the toilet. You bathe there as well. Do dishes there too.
In October 2022, Huseynova was released during a women prison exchange. In April 2022, combat medic Anna Olsen was in Mariupol and had almost 1,000 wounded in her care. When her brigade surrendered, she spent months in prisons in Olenivka, on the occupied territory in Ukraine, and in Russia, in Taganrog, Kursk, and Belgorod region.
In Taganrog, it was the worst. There we suffered the most physical and emotional pressure and torture.
Russia has repeatedly refused to directly address any incidents of mistreatment of prisoners, alleged war crimes or torture. Moscow has labeled them fake news or even, in some cases, staged attempts by the Ukrainians to discredit Russia. But Olsen talks about the many violations of the Geneva Convention regarding the handling of prisoners of war committed by Russians: torture, refusal to provide medical assistance, psychological abuse, and malnutrition. Now the 2 women are pushing to create a special mechanism that would free Ukrainian civilians from Russian captivity.
The Geneva Convention ensures the possibility for the exchange of prisoners of war, but there is no such mechanism for civilians that are also in captivity.
Create such a mechanism. Help us save men and women that are still there. There are prisoners who have been there for 2, 4, 5 years, many more since the start of Russia's invasion.
According to Ukrainian authorities, in late 2022, some 3,400 Ukrainian citizens were in Russian captivity, 40% of them civilians. Tatiana Vorozhko for VOA News, Washington.